Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new show and a brand new season. This is Ready to Love, but not the normal Ready to Love. This is Ready to Love, Make a Move. Season 1, Episode 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, the ladies of Ready to Love are back for one more chance. We got Vernisha, Zadia, Ashley, and Sharice. They're all back. Now, I know it's a lot of people don't want to see Zadia's face, and I know it's a lot of people that don't want to see Sharice. But we gonna see how things have transpired since their time on their shows and see if they get over here and act like they got some sense. Now, me, personally, I would not have invited Zadia back after, getting a little too touchy-feely with Daddy Dante while he was eating his vegan risotto. But that's just me. But since she here, let's get into it. Let's just give them, look, we just gonna have a clean slate. And let's just see if the heifers got their minds right. Let's just see. So first up is Ashley from Ready to Love Season 1, Atlanta. She's back. So she reminds us of old trifling Alex. Y'all remember Alex? He had that flu that spread to his brain. And, he was in the hospital, baby. She was cooking and cleaning and cleaning and cooking. Honey, she was doing everything for Alex. Everything that she could do. Like she was his wife. Okay? And he made a fool out of her. That's what they like to do, girl. That's what they like to do. While she up there caring for him and crying all down to the reunion, he was making a fool of her. So she said that he lied and embarrassed her, and she asked him 2 questions. Well, she told him 2 things. Don't lie to me, don't embarrass me, and he did both on national TV. Now, Ashley, I don't remember the national TV part because by the time we figured out that you and Alex were really a thing, even though y'all met on the bridge and heard the theme song and whatnot, we didn't know anything else. It was like a mystery because this is when Ready to Love was actually good. So we were all like, oh, what happened with Alex and Ashley? What happened to AA? Honey, we really wanted to know. Come to find out, child. You know what? We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Let me not get ahead of myself. Next to arrive is Vernisha from Season 3, Houston. Okay, y'all remember Joelle. I love me some Vernisha. Vernisha, I'm just playing with you. If you hear this review, I am just playing with you. Okay, Joelle did my girl Vernisha wrong. Okay, she had that nose wide open for that Louisiana boy. You heard me? But he was acting a fool. Now, Vernisha, I am rooting for you. I am. So then Sharice arrives. And of course, y'all know she's from the Miami season when her and Zoe was getting into it and whatnot. And the people were divided. I still feel how I felt back then. And Sharice was that season's villain. So she said, certain things that hurt people's feelings. She said on the show. But, if what she says hurts people's feelings, then, she really just doesn't care. Girl, what? Child, same Sharice, different season. Here comes Zadie the body. Y'all remember she used to be wearing spandex. All spandex. Baby, Zadie wasn't going to put on her real clothes. So she got her real clothes on today. Looks very nice. She comes in talking about, on my season, I was a little bit misunderstood. Oh, no, ma'am. We understood you perfectly clear. There was no misunderstanding. Your attitude and your nasty disposition. We understood it quite well. Yes, we did. Moving forward. They always want to act a fool and then say people misunderstood them or they edited that part. See, what y'all don't see, I don't want to hear all that, honey. I don't want to watch no whole bunch of lives. Act like you got some sense and we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. Okay, because we understood you very well. So all the ladies are there. They're all sitting out. They're talking about being excited to find love. You know how they do. The first day niceties. Everybody's getting along. So Ashley was like, how do y'all feel about people talking about y'all on social media? Like all on Beyonce's internet, just talking. So Vernisha was like, I don't even pay them people no mind because you don't know me. If you see me in the street, shorty, you know me. And she on her TI. So she could really care less. Ashley was like, well, people was on social media always asking me about what happened between me and Alex and why we not together. So they was like, yeah, what happened with you and Alex and why y'all not together? So baby, Ashley gets right into it if she gonna get into it. She said Alex's real name is Courtney. Okay. You know what? We have been hearing a lot about Courtney's here lately. Anywho, Alex's real name is Courtney. His and his mama name, his house and the sugar mama name, to make his real teeth. His shoe size is 2 sizes smaller than he said. Now I'm putting a little zhuzh on it. I'm putting a little zhuzh on it, but you should have never hurt my girl. So therefore, and thus and such, everything I say here is alleged, okay? Because I don't want to get in no trouble. But she did say that you were a fake and a phony and a facade. Okay, it's a lie and the truth ain't in it. Basically, everything that he said, everything that he presented to her was a lie. And she found out all of this while he was laid up in the hospital. So then she gets in the confessional. She starts crying and saying how she feels played, but she's over it and she's moving forward. No, ma'am, you're not over it. You sure you over it, friend? You sure? I think you just push those feelings down. I don't think you're over it at all. See, what we got to remember is season 1, they were really there for love. So these people actually left there as a couple. So she thought she was really in a relationship and he played her for a fool. Now I could insert a song here, but I'm not. But he really did play her. So I don't think that she's fully over it. And how long ago was season 1? Child, I got to look back on it, honey. But once that hurt hits you, honey, it's just hard if you don't deal with it. But I don't think you're over it. So then my girl Tama Lee hits the scene talking about she's a matchmaker. No, ma'am. Just because you was matching together your friends over on Southern Charm, New Orleans, does not mean that you are a matchmaker. Now, Tama Lee is saying that she is a matchmaker, but from my recollection, she was a news anchor. Now, I know she is no longer doing that, but girl, you are not a matchmaker. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why they gonna try to make the women move to New Orleans? This is my theory on that. They had a new premise and a new idea for a show. Tamika was available. They needed a female host. So they said, you know what? Tamika, I know you got your family. I know you got your kids. So we're going to bring the heifers to you. Don't worry. We're going to bring them all to you. And then we'll make this show seem like whoever they choose has to move to New Orleans. No, the only reason why they're doing that, in my opinion, is because Tamika is from New Orleans and she's hosting this show. And so she got these men together and they're going to be meeting these men and, you know, to add a twist so that it's not all the way like Ready to Love, they're supposed to be moving there. Okay. Anywho, she was telling them that she's been married for 16 years. And I'm like, girl, yeah, I remember. Because her husband used to be in that gym all the time. Her husband is really handsome. He kind of reminds me of Hotel Holt over there on Love and Marriage Huntsville. How he be wearing them suits and hanging them suits. And he bald too. He kind of reminds me of him, but he ain't a skank. But yeah, but I do remember that Tamika and her husband were having a few problems when Southern Charm was on. Now, they were trying to work through things or whatever because Tamika can be a bit much, honey. Don't let it fool you. Y'all better go back and watch Southern Charm New Orleans, honey. It's over there on the Peacock, and it is good. Now, they didn't bring it back, but the show was so good, y'all. I really wish they would have gotten more seasons. But we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about this. So let's continue. So she's asking them why love has been so hard to find. So she asked Zadia. Zadia was basically like, girl, it's E. coli and whatnot and feces all in the pool down in D.C. So I don't know what we gonna do. Girl, that's everywhere. It ain't just D.C. It's Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, Memphis, Chicago, New York, L.A. Honey, it's just a cesspool. It really is. So Tamika tells them to go freshen up because she invited 25 single men to visit. So child, they running upstairs trying to freshen up their whatnots. So then the men show up ready to do whatever it is they gonna do. And the ladies get to choose one man to bring back to the house. So Vernisha chooses this man with the bald head. His name's Jabari. Sharice chose this man named Antonio in a blue suit. Ashley chose a man in a brown suit. His name was Donald. And Zadia chose somebody. I can't remember who it is she chose, but she chose somebody, honey, and she ain't like him. So Ashley is inside talking to this man named Donald. That's the one she chose outside. And she's like, so what's your type? He gonna say you, short, chocolate. You know, I'm looking for someone where I can get to know their personality and it will evolve into a relationship. And Ashley over there like, ooh, ah, ooh. I'm like, Ashley, girl, you a little bit too eager. You are too eager for me, honey. He wasn't really even saying nothing that was impressive. You talking about he's giving me high school feels. Girl gone. That man wasn't saying not nothing. Okay. He was saying whatever he thought you want to hear and he ain't fooling me. Over with Zadia. She's talking to this guy. Baby, he jumped right in. Didn't even ask her name. He's like, so what brings you here? So what do you look for in a relationship? And she's still the same old Zadia. She got up and walked smooth the hell away. I mean, he could have at least asked her name. But Zadia gonna Zadia no matter what she do, honey. She gonna have trouble with that attitude. You should have just told him, listen, you gonna have to ask me my name. But in all fairness, he wasn't the one for her anyway. Cause sir, you acting like you doing the choosing. No, sir. This ain't ready to love. I'm choosing you. You don't interview me. Boy, goodbye and good night. Over on the other side, Vernisha is talking to Jabari. Both of them have children that attend the same college. And, their conversation really flows. She was telling him, she owns a salon and he does his thing. And I feel like, it was a real vibe there. But in all honesty, Vernisha has that type of personality. She seems so welcoming that anybody would just open up to her and start talking. Have you ever just met a person and instantly you're like, this person feels calming, and you just start talking to them? That's what Vernisha gives me. So I feel like any man she sat down with was going to be able to open up and whatnot. Over here, Cherie still picking wrong. Child, her man had a 4-year-old child, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 100. I don't know. He had 3 kids and the youngest was 4. And I was like, that's too fresh for me. That baby barely in kindergarten. So the man's name is Antonio. He has 3 kids. And she was like, are you done with having kids or do you want more? He's like, oh, I'll have as many as you're willing to push out. Ill. Okay? Just ill. Moving forward. So they're all just mingling, roaming about. Zadia is still roaming the halls. And she stumbles upon Jabari, who was over there talking to Ashley. So Ashley excuses herself. And Jabari actually was able to pique her interest. He went to TSU. Okay? Shout out to the Tigers. And she went to U of H. Honey, shout out to the Cougars. Shout out to H-Town. Okay? All together. So in this episode, you had Prairie View University, TSU University, and University of Houston. I was so proud. I was like, okay, let's get into it, honey. But she sat down. She was talking to him. They were having a good time talking. They had some banter back and forth. And if you remember Zadia from her season, she likes to shoot slugs at you. Like she likes to have that banter where you shoot jabs at each other. And that's just how you do. So Jabari can roll with that, and she liked that. And again, I think he's also one of those people that just has that type of personality that just meshes with whoever he's talking to, which is why he and Vernisha got along so well. So after the speed date and whatnot, then Tamika tells them that they're going on dates and they may be dating the same man. So Ashley was like, well, I don't like to share no men. Girl, listen, this is not Ready to Love season 1. The heifer share now. Okay, because on season 1, y'all really just picked y'all's people and you honed in and you really tried to cultivate a relationship. That ain't the formula no more. Okay, now I don't blame you because I don't share food, money, or men. So I know that I wouldn't be able to do a show like this. But for this show, y'all might be dating the same man. So Ashley, of course, chose the brown suit. That's Donald, the one that was blowing smoke up her butt. Vernisha chose Jabari because they had great banter. And Zadia chose Jabari. Now, I knew she was going to choose him. But Vernisha was like, I'm good. Like, he can go on a date with her. Do you? Okay? I'm not pressed about no other woman. And I was just thinking, oh, honey, the pickings are slim. Because I couldn't see myself feeling away behind a Jabari. I just wouldn't be able to do it. And Vernisha, on your season, didn't you have a problem and an issue at the reunion because the heifers were talking to Joelle? Anyway. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. In the next scene, Ashley is going on her first date with Donald. And I was like, why is he dressed for a business meeting and she in a sundress? Child, he was dressed so formal. I said, what is going on, honey? So she sits down, her bubbly personality all over the place. So she's asking him if he's ready for a serious connection. Of course, he said yes. They ain't going to say no. But, you know how they do. So she's like, yeah, I need somebody that's going to understand me because I'm on. Okay, I'm lit from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ashley, I want you to calm down just a little bit. Girl, I get tired just looking at you. Like, the constant on can be exhausting. Like, just calm down just a little bit. He was saying that the things that he likes about Ashley is that they're total opposites. And he really likes her over-the-top personality. Yeah, in the beginning, but after you done came home from a long day at work and you tired, nobody got time for Ashley to be doing all that extra. But I see through it. I really think Ashley acts like that as a coping mechanism. That's how she copes with what she's dealing with. This big over-the-top personality, always doing this, always flailing them nails around. Girl, stop flinging them dang on nails around like Edward Scissorhands. I mean, they ate some crawfish and whatever, and they kikied a little bit, but it ain't nothing to phone home about. Moving forward. So Sharice goes for a date with Antonio. And baby, him in this vest had her taken aback. She's like, why he got on a vest? I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like Sharice, honey. But baby, that was so funny to me. She said he has on a vest. Like, where's the suit? Where's the jacket? And it has a print on the back. Baby, that was so funny to me. I do not care what y'all say. Girl, leave that man alone. Baby, she would have torn Marietta to shreds. Do you hear me? When he would have came in that candy striper outfit, ooh, baby, Sharice would have lit him up. Now, he did look a fool, though. But that's just me. He like he belonged to one of them second line bands. I said, dun, 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 dun. This is ridiculous. Oh, child. Not the second line. Anyway, she did say it was superficial. She tried to rein it in. She was like, that's very superficial of me. Okay. Those are things that can be changed. Absolutely, Sharice. You can change his style of dress, but you can't change the man in the suit. So if he has a solid foundation, we can work with the clothes. Honey, we can make him over. So they sit down, they're talking. Sharice asked him how old he was. He said 38. She's like, I'm older than you. 38 with 3 kids, that's a lot of responsibility. And she kept it real with him. She tells him, you know, it kind of concerns me that you have a 4-year-old. Like, why couldn't you make it work with that child's mother? Now, me personally, I don't see anything wrong with that question because 4 is still very young. And y'all just got out of something. If y'all out of it. Child, you got to ask. Let me tell you something. Before everybody gets to, well, she was so rude to, no. In 2023, you have to ask the burning questions. Do you live with someone? Does someone live with you? Because rent is so high, are you and this woman co-parenting under the same roof? When I come over, can I walk out of your room without seeing your roommate playing his PlayStation 4? Like you 5, 6, however many PlayStations they got, honey. You really have to ask those questions. I'm sorry, I would ask the same thing. He was like, well, we were not together because things were getting toxic. So then she asked if he had things under control because she's quick to block and delete because she ain't got time for the drama. But my question is this, Sharice, why did you even go out with him again to begin with? Because you knew he had 3 kids. It wasn't going to change when you sat down with him in that vest. Why did you go out with him again? So she's asking him if he's ever cheated. He said, yeah, you know, he was young and immature, and she let him know that that's a deal breaker for her. He's like, that's a deal breaker for everybody. I mean, I respect it. I also respect her making it plain because who about to be playing with you and that child's mother? Not I, said the cat. I would not waste a minute on this mess. We need to go on dates so that we know who is for us and who is not. So this is not your match. Over on the other side of town, Vernisha goes for a date with Jabari, and I really can't see the two of them together. I can. Like their vibe is just the same. It just feels right looking at them. But this is only the first episode, so we don't really know. You know, she said she's not worried about another woman. If he goes out with Zadia, that's cool. So they start talking about dating and exclusivity. And Vernisha said, you know, she's cool with him being an ex-player because everybody has to get that out of their system. You know, everybody has gone through these phases, so she cool with it. So then he asked her, he said, so what do you bring to a man? Sir, this is not ready to love. This is her choice. We worried about what you bringing over here. She basically said the whole damn table. Okay, she brings everything. Vernisha had Jabari smitten. Do you hear me? He was like, yeah, that's a woman right there. She got a lot of options. Of course, Vernisha has a lot of options. She's a boss. You best believe them DMs filled up. I don't know why she keep going on these shows, honey. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's for the exposure or what. But I am pretty sure that Vernisha could find a man up and down the Houston streets. She did say that she wouldn't make the same mistake twice, which I understand, which is like clamping on to somebody and just sticking with that one person throughout the whole thing. She wants to keep her options open. And I love that she had a takeaway from her previous experience so she doesn't make the same poor choices. I love that. Because, you know, you go into it, do the exact. That's what happened to Chris. Y'all remember Chris from the Houston season? And then Tommy ended up bringing him back again. He made the exact same mistake. He finds one woman and then he just hones in on her and it doesn't work. So I'm happy Vernisha is like making a shift. In the next scene, Zadia goes for a date with Jabari. And child, if Janelle saw this tarot card date, she would explode into a puff of smoke. Baby, if she saw this card reading, So they're doing a tarot card reading. She should have got over there with Mariah. Listen, this is what y'all really need to do. I know y'all trying to do the all-star and let the girls get another chance or whatever, second chance at romance or whatever the hell this is called. What y'all really need to do is everybody who has not been successful with finding love outside of Ready to Love should come back for one all-star getaway. Now, I don't know if OWN has the budget. Will Packer, I don't know what you're working with. I don't know how your shmoney is looking. But we could do something local, okay? We could get sponsors and we could get them. Look, we can take them down to Miami, okay? Miami, you can get you one big good-looking Airbnb with a whole bunch of rooms, and you can get all of the people who did not find matches together, and then they can match with each other. Because some of these things need a crossover. I'm just saying, some of these people, look at Sabrina and Walter. They were not on the same season, but they're a couple now. So, I mean, sometimes it works out like that. I'm just saying, honey, it's just a thought. Now, if y'all take that, I'm going to need my coinage. Moving forward. So after they got done with the tarot card reading, they're talking. She's asking him where he sees himself in 5 years. He said married, putting his daughter through to have her master's, and he's going to be traveling. So Zadia said she can see herself with her man in 5 years traveling, but kids, not so much. He was like, well, I thought that's what women wanted, to nurture and to be a mother. Not every woman wants that. Not every woman wants to be a mother, and that is okay. But then she kind of lost me. Because she was like, if I do have a kid, I'm going to need a contract. And all I could think about was Portia from the Real Housewives of Atlanta when she came out with that baby nup. I was like, girl, anyway. Zadia over here talking about in the contract, she got to have no Saturday mornings because she going to need to sleep in. And she wants him to have a budget for a mommy makeover. I was like, girl, please hush. That is very unrealistic. Okay, it just really is. Nah, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but baby, ain't no sleeping in. Ain't no sleeping in. Okay, you going to be up all day, every day with that baby. So she did say she was open to maybe somebody persuading her to have a child. No, don't do it. If you don't want to have children, you don't. And Jabari, your kids are going through college. You want to start all the way over? Anyway, moving forward. In the next scene, Ashley and Zadia are out by the pool. They're talking. And Ashley was just saying that her and Zadia are aces. They're like this. And I was like, girl, really? Now, I did not see them clicking at all. But, I mean, here we are. So she's telling Zadia, she's going to make some turkey burgers. And Zadia was like, let me see how you make them. How you make your turkey burgers? And Ashley was like, girl, don't be asking me no questions. I had 2 restaurants, okay? But then the conversation shifted to something a little bit more serious. So we find out because she confided in Zadia that in 2008, her stepdad got unalived, breaking up a fight. And she said that she has daddy issues and she's been looking for her dad in a man that has the same qualities that he has, somebody that can protect and provide and that's going to be there. And I really think it's a lot of unresolved feelings that Ashley needs to work through. She has the biggest heart, but parts of it is still broken. Like her dad, Alex, that's a lot of heartbreak that she hasn't dealt with. I think she needs to work on that first. And once she hones in on the root of the problem, then she'll be able to talk about Alex without crying. Then she'll be able to date and know exactly what it is that she's looking for and be a bit more vulnerable. But right now, girl. This is not the space for you. But we happy to see your face again. But I just don't think now is the time to be dating. But surprisingly, Zadia was very comforting to her. So I will give her that. I'm glad Ashley felt comfortable enough to share with her. I really, really do. So the ladies meet back up with Tamika. And Vernisha is telling her, the date with Jabari went well. He asked for her number, but she's not going to put all her eggs in one basket. So Tamika's like, no, don't worry about what happened in the past because you don't want to miss the connect. No, Tamika, that's the wrong road. What she's doing is right. If it didn't work the first time, it ain't going to work this time. The takeaway is right. She needs to make sure that she explores all of her options. Don't just take the first thing that's given to you. So Zadia says she felt like her and Jabari gave more friend vibes, which I can see. I don't think he really liked her as much as he did Vernisha, but it's good she recognized it. So then Tamika tells them, all right now, y'all chose the first date, but I'm here and I will choose the next date. So what's going to happen is they're going to go on these dates and then they're going to decide which man will go home. Now, for me, it's basically like Ready to Love, except Tamika chooses their one-on-one dates instead of them choosing their one-on-one dates and then telling them at the eliminate, you are not ready to love. And that was the end of the episode. Episode 1 was cute, but it's giving fictitious. Okay, because I know ain't none of these women moving to New Orleans. And see, that's what I was telling y'all. If you have not checked out my review for The Love Experiment, please do so. It is a very, very good show. It's not too late to binge watch. They just had the finale this past Tuesday. That is a real and raw dating show. There are no actors. It's not contrived. It's not put together. There's no script. And these are all fresh faces. Now, don't get me wrong. This show looks like it's going to give a little bit of zhuzh. But for me, I want to make sure that I'm seeing genuine connections. Because when Tamika said she was a matchmaker, that's when they lost me. I'm like, matchmaker? Girl, where's your credentials? Okay, where are they at? It's giving a lie. And Vernisha, you got a thriving salon down in Houston and a child that's still in high school. You ain't moving to no New Orleans. Sharice is not about to lose that spa that is also thriving in Miami. And she don't look like she like none of these men. So she ain't moving. And Zadia don't like none of them because they get on her damn nerves. So she ain't moving. And that's just that on that. But let's keep watching y'all week after week and see what goes down. I think it's going to pick up and I think it's going to be rather interesting. Now, the first episode was it fell a little flat for me, but that's just me. Everybody else might have enjoyed it. So we shall see. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the first episode and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.